PJ said it best. He's like, men have been justifying lust since the beginning of time. They've been trying to find a way to make lust work for them and make it godly and make it holy and make it right. It's not right. It never has been. And that's why our society is the way it is. That's why it's so confusing. That's why we're complaining about the dating pool. That's why, because we're not setting boundaries. We're lacking discipline. And so we're going to continue to have this problem if we don't learn how to have some discipline. It's gluttony. Gluttony in any area is bad for you. It's greed. Greed of money, greed of women, greed of sex, greed of drugs, greed of this, greed of that. Any area that you don't, if you lack discipline and you lack the ability to moderate, is a problem. We all have one area. All of us do. All of us do. All of us have an area. But I will say that I think the strength of a man is his ability to control himself. I don't care how much money you have. You can't control yourself. It don't matter. You in love with a woman, you this, that, and third, you can't control yourself. You're not a strong man. Sorry. You don't have dominion over you. So how dare you say you want to have dominion over somebody else? If a man can't control his own body, how can he tell me what to do with mine? If you don't have control over you to where you can say, listen, I run me. My flesh don't run me. The lust don't run me. That's strength. Being able to master you is a strength. And guys, I'm just as a woman looking at men like Mark the Messenger, like the John Bevere's, like Philip Anthony Mitchell, like the Mike Todds. I'm looking at men that are saying, I have dominion over my body. So you cannot tell me every man don't have no control over his body when I'm seeing examples of men in my day-to-day life that I will not name on here because they're my family or they're my friends, but I see men having dominion. So I'm tired of men coming up here saying they don't got no dominion. You got men like 50 Cent. You got men like Lenny Kravitz with all the options in the world. Justin Bieber, all these different men, Omarion, all these men saying I am literally not sleeping with anybody. I'm being abstinent. Men can have dominion. That means men can have dominion. So you choose not to have dominion. Don't make it holy. Don't make it righteous. Don't make it, oh, it's meant. No, I want you just say, I don't have dominion. Just say that. Just say, I don't have control over myself. And I don't want to have control over myself. I just want to do me. Okay, cool. Don't make it, don't give a justification for it. Just say, I like being weak in that area, and I'm just going to keep being weak. I'm not going to find a way to have dominion. All right, so statistical insights. Over 68% of church-going men view corn regularly. Corn rewires the brain by flooding it with dopamine, the same way cocaine does. Over time, it leads to numbness, isolation, erectile dysfunction, and low motivation. I'll read that again. Corn rewires the brain by flooding it with dopamine, the same way cocaine does. It leads to numbness, isolation, erectile dysfunction, and low motivation. It actually lowers your testosterone levels. That's the reality. Corn sites get more monthly traffic than Netflix, Amazon, and Twitter combined. I'm going to say that one again. Corn sites get more monthly traffic than Netflix, Amazon, and Twitter combined. The enemy is using lust to rob men of clarity, courage, connection, and calling. Family, we are chasing counterfeit pleasure, and it ends in bondage. Men that struggle with lust, it's a hamster wheel. It's either new women, new corn site, new video, It's a hamster wheel. It's a hamster wheel. Hamster wheel that a lot of men don't get off. And tonight, y'all, just like I've held women accountable for a long time. I want to expose one of the main reasons, one of the main things that's keeping you guys in bondage. It's a wheel of death. And I'm tired of society finding reasons, loopholes to justify weakness. Doesn't mean you can't get better. You can always get better. There's areas of my life I'm still choosing to get better in. You know, I've been deceived, y'all. I've been deceived in a lot of areas too. I've shared those things with you. But my goal here tonight is to set people free. I think that men should exercise sexual discipline. I would even say abstinent. In fact, I must say abstinent. I think men should be abstinent. I do. Until they find the right person, I do. Because there's so much going on out here. It's obviously not good for you. I can read even more statistics. I think men should practice discipline before they get into a relationship. Because a lot of men say, hey, I'm not going to be disciplined. And then they think it's an automatic switch. And when they get into a relationship, they automatically become faithful. No. You learn how to say no now. If you're you play any sport, you don't wait till the game to start practicing your jump shot or throwing the football or hitting the hockey puck. You practice before you get out on the field and start playing the game. Some of y'all don't know how to say no now, and then expect when you get with somebody or get in a relationship with somebody that you're automatically like osmosis. No, you learn how to say no now. I learned how to say no now. Why? Because when I'm in a relationship with somebody or I'm married to somebody, they know Sam been saying no since she was already, like when she was single. I can trust her. I know she's a disciplined woman. Most people that know me know I'm very disciplined. I try very hard to be very, very I try. I'm not the best at everything, but I try. At least the person that I'll be with will know she's disciplined. When she puts her mind to something, she's going to do her best to get it done. I'm not perfect, but I'll try. I think men should be disciplined. That's why I admire guys like 50 Cent that come out and say they're being abstinent. I think that's amazing. Like Lenny Kravitz. But why do you think these men are making these decisions? Omarion, why do you think they're making these decisions? They're making these decisions. A lot of them was based upon needing clarity. Wanting to have better control over themselves. Wanting to wait for something that meant something. Having more respect for themselves and for some of them. I mean, I saw an interview with a guy where he was struggling with spiritual stuff. Because again, y'all, everything you do has a cost. Everything you do has a cost. Second one is lust of the eyes. The desire to have what you see is rooted in envy, materialism, and comparison. So in 1 John 2:16, the first thing it says is lust of the flesh. The second thing that is deceiving men is the lust of the eyes. It's about wanting what looks good, even if it's not from God. Scrolling social media obsessively, chasing the baddest women, idolizing wealth, and comparing lifestyles. That is the lust of the eyes. Scrolling social media obsessively, chasing the baddest women, idolizing wealth, and comparing lifestyles. Now, y'all, we know that if you're on social media more than about 2 hours a day, actually, it's not good for your mental health. It's not good for your brain health. So I would say to anybody that's on social media, look at the statistics. There's books that have been on it, digital minimalism. Yeah, there's a lot of research out here that is stating that we need to take time away from social media. So you're just sitting there obsessively scrolling. Y'all, I've stopped being on social media like that. And I'll tell you what, I realized A, how much time I was taking in doing that, but B, my peace of mind is crazy. Like the clarity, like the way I hear God now. It's literally insane. It's literally insane. Being so consumed with everybody's stuff and what everybody's doing, what everybody's thinking, whatever it's consumed. It's too much. So I'll suggest to people that are watching the live, like, that's just statistics show anything over 2 hours a day, you going into a world of issues. And what I did was, like, I went on my social media phone, my phone, and I created like limits on certain apps, that I knew I was on a lot. And I cut that time down. I felt a conviction about it, because it was taking a lot of my time. Some statistical insights is that men exposed to hypersexualized images on social media report decreased satisfaction with their partners. And I've seen this in my own relationships where men they're always on social media. They're constantly watching other women. And then they treat their woman or who they're with like they're less than, because they don't look like the images they see on social media that don't tend to be real. Right? So we want to make sure that when you're being like your exposure to the images you're watching, you're mindful of what you're allowing your eyes to see and your ears to hear. Your ear gate and your eye gate is a real thing. Protect your eyes, guys. These hypersexualized images, yeah, they look good to look at, but there's consequences. It does not benefit you. Doesn't benefit you now, doesn't benefit you in the relationship. Get focused. Get focused. The average man spends over 2 hours a day on social media, often consuming content that fuels insecurity and lust. The average man spends more than 2 hours a day on social media, often consuming content that fuels insecurity and lust. And 91% of men say advertising influences their desires, showing the power of visual lust in shopping behavior. We see that with our programming and our marketing. The enemy is using what men see to distort what they value. Hey guys, thank you for watching this video. I appreciate you guys. Go ahead, hit the subscribe button, y'all. Let's not just be every once in a while. Let's become family, okay? Friends that are family, okay? Join my family today.